So now that Borderlands 3 has been out for a couple of weeks, I thought I would take a stab at ranking my top 15 Easter eggs in the Borderlands series as a whole. Now, the Borderlands series has some of gaming's greatest Easter eggs, and narrowing down this list to just 15 was incredibly tough. But after much thought, I think I have a list that I'm happy with. As with all Borderlands videos on this channel, this video was made in collaboration with a fellow Easter egg hunter, Garbett. Garbett is usually one of the first people on YouTube to find Easter eggs in the latest games, so if you want to see more great Easter eggs, then check Garbett's channel out. The link will be in the description. Oh, and as usual, your feedback is welcome, so if you think a great Borderlands Easter egg is missing from this list, then be sure to let me know. Twitter, Instagram or Discord is the best place to do so. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So first up is an Easter egg from Borderlands 2 and the DLC pack Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt. In Skiller's Grove, you can find this. So after years of being the butt of jokes, it seems Claptrap may finally command some respect. Okay, he won't be respected, but it's a start. This next Easter egg was a toss-up between an Easter egg from Borderlands 3 or Borderlands 2, and in the end, it's another Easter egg from Borderlands 2. At the Wildlife Exploitation Reserve, you need to find 2 teddy bear pieces. The first piece can be found here, and the second piece is here. Once you have both teddy bear pieces, take them to the location that Garbett does and wait for Mummy Bear to arrive.
Do not drink the river water in the Hyperion Preserve. Do not ask why you cannot drink the river water in the Hyperion Preserve. A reminder, slag is a byproduct of the iridium refinement process.
So, time for our first Borderlands 3 Easter egg in this video. The thing with the latest entry into the Borderlands series is that a lot of the Easter eggs and references are hidden within the weapons you find, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have some great Easter eggs worthy of this list. The first of which is this.
Step up your efforts, brothers and sisters. This will not stand. The Nazis continue to carve a path through your brothers and sisters. Innocent COPs who have done nothing but follow the holy...
So this room is a reference to this now infamous scene from South Park. Moving on now, but sticking with Borderlands 3 for this next Easter egg. On Skywell 27, you can find this. So the Dinklebot is a reference to the ghost from Destiny. The ghost was affectionately called the Dinklebot, as originally the ghost was voiced by Game of Thrones star Peter Dinklage, though he would later go on to be replaced by Nolan North. If you kill the Dinklebot, it will drop a Lutogram, which is a reference to the engrams from the Destiny series. You can take this Lutogram to Crazy Earl for another reference to Destiny and its famous Loot Cave exploit.
I was expecting you to get lost. A Lutogram? You find this in a cave or something? Bring crap, get crap. That's what Mama used to say.
Right, so we're actually moving on from Borderlands 3 and heading back to Borderlands 2. Wondering where Borderlands the pre-sequel is? Don't worry, we'll get there. Dark Souls is a game series that is referenced all the time in other video games, usually with a sword and a bonfire. Well, the Borderlands series isn't known to do things subtly, and the same applies to their own Dark Souls reference. At the Corset Caverns, you can find this. So we have the traditional sword and a bonfire, because of course we do. We can also find a character called Solitaire, who is a reference to Solaire of Astora, a character from Dark Souls. Now for our first pre-sequel Easter egg. At Triton Flats, you can find this guy.
believe! I believe!
So if it wasn't already obvious, this is a reference to Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. Also, the name of this character is a reference as well, Neil being a nod to Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon, and a parsec is a unit of measurement used in space travel. Sticking with the pre-sequel now, and time for another space-themed Easter egg. At the lunar launching station, if you press the button that Garbett does and move very quickly, you'll be able to spot this. So this Easter egg is obviously a reference to this iconic scene from E.T. Game of Thrones is definitely going to start rivaling Dark Souls when it comes to how many times it is referenced in video games, though I'm not sure many do it as well as this Easter egg from Borderlands 2. During the Winter is a Bloody Business side quest, you will encounter this guy.
And you'll be good to go.
A duel to the death, so be it. Ow, ow, ow! You swine! You bastard!
Good job. Now, since we're not in the business of killing kids, you're just gonna have to smack the arrogance out of him.
How dare you! No one slaps the prince! The prince may do as he likes!
Alright. Sounds like you broke his spirit. And maybe his jaw. Come on back whenever you're done with him.
I tell you what! I'm going to give you a present! After I raise my armies and kill your friends, I'll give you their heads! Stop at once! I command you! Mommy! Mommy! I'm sorry I cut off Mr. Jean's head, alright? I'm sorry! You can't slap a king! May your hand fall from your wrist! I feel like I'm choking! My mother and uncle are just good friends, that's all! I'm not that bad! I've only ordered the deaths of 10, 12 babies tops!
That's all I got. I don't know what else to reference. I only saw the Echo show and they ain't even done with the second book yet.
You haven't read the books? They're so good!
Really? I heard they get kind of butt.
I mean, kinda, but there's still some good scenes.
You could just wait for the show to catch up, though, or that's fine.
What the hell are you people talking about?
So King Joffrey is an obvious nod to King Joffrey from, you guessed it, Game of Thrones. So on to our final Borderlands 3 Easter egg now. Well, sort of, you'll see what I mean later in the video. In Lectra City, you can find these two.
Citizen, you are currently prohibited from exiting this fecal pod because you are in possession of an illegally obtained firearm.
So these guys are Rick and Morty, obviously a nod to the hit TV show Rick and Morty. Near this location you can also find a pickle near a drain. This is Pickle Rick, who is just Rick after he transformed himself into a pickle.
Oh God! Perpendicular! Perpendicular! Oh shit!
So some of you may be surprised to see that this next Easter egg is this low down on the list, but that should tell you the quality of the Easter eggs still to come. At Tycho Ribs, if you ride an elevator into the black hole, this will happen. So this entire area is a reference to the Super Mario Brothers. Up next is a reference to my favourite superhero of all time, Big Bird from Sesame Street. No, of course not, it's Batman. Starting with Borderlands 2, if you head to the Rack Cave, you can find this guy.
Your dirty sausage stumps won't touch me!
So Rakkman is someone who lives in a cave surrounded by racks after the death of his parents. If you encounter Rakkman on true Vault Hunter mode, his name will be Rakkman Forever, in reference to the movie Batman Forever. Rakkman also makes an appearance in Borderlands 3, and this time he comes bearing gifts. If you defeat Rakkman, there is a chance that he may drop a legendary weapon with a very unique ability. Take a look.
righteous death!
So as you can see, the gun sets enemies down to 1 health, but it won't kill them. Upon further inspection, we can see that the gun's red text reads, "I have 1 rule," which is a reference to Batman's 1 rule, that being, he doesn't kill. This next Easter egg is so impressive purely because of the thought that went into it. When playing in true Vault Hunter mode, you can find a gear in Claptrap's fire. The description of the gear reads, "Only a brisk walk to Iridium Blight will reward the courier." You know what that means? We better start walking. Once you arrive at Iridium Blight, you'll have to ascend a volcano. Once at the top of the volcano, you'll be attacked by a psycho named Geary, who will then jump into the lava. After Gary's death, Rakk will fly in and drop down some loot for you. So this entire setup is a reference to Lord of the Rings, specifically Frodo's journey to Mount Doom with the One Ring. Gary is meant to resemble Gollum, and the volcano is obviously Mount Doom. So deciding the final 3 was perhaps the toughest task of all. I had an idea of which Easter eggs were my personal favourites, but sorting the order of them proved to be pretty difficult. With that being said, coming in 3rd place is the monolith from 2001 Space Odyssey in Borderlands the pre-sequel. Heading into the monolith will take you to several key locations from the iconic film. The runner-up on my list is Tannis. In every Borderlands game released so far, we have managed to find Tannis riding a fish. This is always triggered by shooting barrels in a certain order. I won't make you sit through all of Tannis' fish rides, but here is my favourite fish ride from Borderlands 2.
Warning. Warning.
So the best Easter egg in the Borderlands series is the Minecraft Easter egg in Borderlands 2. The sheer lengths that Gearbox went to with this Easter egg is worthy of top spot, with blocks that require meleeing to break down, and even actual creepers that will blow up if you let them get too close. It's not only the best Easter egg in the Borderlands series, it's probably one of the best Easter eggs of all time. So that's it, that's my top 15 Easter eggs in the Borderlands series. Once again, a huge thank you to Garbett for helping record all these clips. Be sure to head over to his channel if you want more Borderlands Easter eggs. If you enjoyed this video, then a like is really appreciated, and if you're a fan of Easter eggs and secrets in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.